The 1970s. A golden age for rock and roll. Arenas shook, amplifiers screamed, and names like Led Zeppelin, Queen, and Pink Floyd ruled the airwaves. But beneath those giants were other bands, brave, hungry, inventive. They made daring records, toured themselves to the bone, and carved out sounds that pushed rock into uncharted territory. And yet, many disappeared into the shadows. Tonight on Rock Lore, we dust off the vinyl and bring them back to life. 15 forgotten 70s bands who deserved more recognition. Some were ahead of their time. Some were broken by bad luck and label politics. All of them left music that still matters. Silverhead exploded onto the scene like a glitter bomb strapped to a Marshall stack. Their 1973 record 16 and Savaged was snarling and stylish all at once. Michael Desbars was a natural-born frontman, half showman, half outlaw. European tours turned into cult events, tiny clubs, sweaty walls, and stage tricks that made up for meager budgets. But in America, they were too wild for radio and too sharp-edged for pop. Silverhead never found the spotlight they deserved, but their theatrical swagger bled into the DNA of glam metal to come. Headphones start here. Hello, New York. Live then dive into 16 and Savaged. Humble Pie had the chops to stand beside Zeppelin or The Who, but fate wasn't kind. Formed by Steve Marriott and Peter Frampton, their 1973 album Eat It blended blues muscle, gospel warmth, and hard rock grit. In the studio, Marriott was relentless. 18-hour sessions, screaming takes until microphones cracked. That obsession gave the band their live-in-the-room electricity. Despite touring with the Giants, critics often dismissed them as the other British band. Yet their blueprint of soulful heaviness rippled through every big stage blues rock act that followed. Headphones start here. I Don't Need No Doctor. Live, Eat It. Frank Marino didn't just play guitar, he bent time with it. With Mahogany Rush, he channeled Hendrix's fire through psychedelic blues and endless improvisations. Solos stretched beyond 10 minutes, but audiences stayed rapt. In the studio, Marino shunned overdubs, preferring raw energy over polish. That honesty made records like Child of the Novelty feel alive. Radio couldn't pin them down, too jam-heavy for singles, too song-driven for jam purists. Still, their influence echoed through later shred and prog metal guitar heroes. Headphones start here. Child of the Novelty, 1974. Few bands rewrote the guitar playbook like Wishbone Ash. Their 1972 masterpiece Argus made twin lead harmonies a new language, two guitars speaking in call and response, rehearsed with orchestral precision. They were too complex for radio, too melodic for prog's heaviest corners. But their sound planted seeds in Thin Lizzy, Iron Maiden, and countless bands who doubled up guitars in their wake. Headphones start here. The King Will Come, then all of Argus.
In the early dawn, the bishop's men shift the weight of forces at the king's command.
The Strawbs began in the folk clubs of Britain, but by 1972's Grave New World, they were painting with orchestral colors and existential themes. Some tracks were even recorded in cathedrals, using natural echo to haunting effect.
In the early dawn, the bishop's men.
But their hybrid was too folky for prog purists and too experimental for mainstream radio.
In the early dawn, the bishop's men shivered. Of forces at the king's command, ensconced behind.
Still, their storytelling fingerprints can be traced through later folk prog revivalists. Headphones start here. Benedictus, Grave New World. While Skinnerd raised hell, Atlanta Rhythm Section refined Southern rock for FM airwaves. Songs like So Into You and Imaginary Lover shimmered with radio gloss, tight rhythms, layered harmonies, and clean guitars. Their subtle sophistication earned respect, but not headlines. Yet they proved Southern rock could be smooth, sensual, and modern. Headphones start here, a rock and roll alternative, 1976. From cabins in the Ozarks came harmonies too catchy to ignore. Their 1975 hit, Jackie Blue, became their calling card, mixing country grit with AOR polish. But radio couldn't decide. Too country for rock, too rock for country. Caught between worlds, they slipped through the cracks. Today, their rustic meets radio sound feels like a blueprint for Americana. Headphones start here. It'll Shine When It Shines, 1974. Wet Willie brought the party. Keep On Smilin' captured their blend of R&B horns, gospel keys, and swampy slide guitar. Live, Jimmy Hall turned crowds into choirs, riffing new lines on the spot, pushing fans to dance, not just stomp. They had groove, joy, and heat. What they lacked was a blockbuster album to cement their place. Headphones start here. Keep On Smilin', 1974. With Manassas, Stephen Stills built a supergroup that ignored boundaries. Their 1972 debut fused rock, bluegrass, Latin percussion, and country twang. In the studio, Stills famously mixed steel drums with mandolins just to see what happened. The result was bold, but impossible to market. Record stores didn't know which shelf to put it on. Manassas remains proof that genre fusion can be coherent, emotional, and decades ahead of its time. Headphones start here. Disc 1 of Manassas. One disastrous publicity stunt at the Fillmore in 1970 haunted Brinsley Schwarz. Their reputation tanked before most fans even heard them. But their blend of country rock warmth and pub room grit quietly inspired the UK pub rock scene. That DIY ethos fed directly into punk's birth, with Nick Lowe carrying their DNA into the next wave. Headphones start here. Nervous on the Road, 1972. Imagine Deep Purple's muscle spliced with Iron Butterfly space trips. That's Captain Beyond. Their 1972 debut stitched jam sessions into sculpted suites, dense and cosmic. Too heavy for art rock, too complex for radio, they never fit in. But in cult circles, their name became a badge of honor. Headphones start here. Captain Beyond, 1972, straight through. While the 70s got heavier, Jo Gunne doubled down on fun. Their 1972 self-titled debut delivered Run, 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 a carefree piano-driven rocker. Studio sessions were famously fast, right at noon, record by dinner. The joy bled into the grooves, but critics overlooked them for lacking seriousness. Today, their lighthearted energy feels refreshing. Headphones start here. Jo Gunne, 1972. May Blitz hit like a freight train. Doom-tinged riffs, blues grit, and power trio punch. Budget constraints meant recording live in near single takes, mistakes and all. But that gave their 1970 debut raw immediacy. Poor distribution made the albums hard to find, keeping them a cult secret. Headphones start here. May Blitz, 1970. Montrose's 1973 debut is one of the great American hard rock records. Ronnie Montrose's sharp riffs and Sammy Hagar's vocals lit sparks. But management stumbles and timing blips kept them from breaking big. Still, their influence is unmistakable. Van Halen's entire DNA runs through Montrose. Headphones start here. The full debut loud.
You know, bro, there's just something special about the sound of a classic rock album on vinyl. It's how these albums were originally meant to be heard. The warmth, the crackle, and the ritual of dropping the needle on the record. It's an experience that digital just can't recreate. And if you've ever wanted to dive into that classic vinyl sound, but didn't know where to start, I've got you covered. I've been checking out this Victrola Bluetooth portable suitcase turntable. It's the perfect way to get into vinyl. You just pop it open, put on a masterpiece like Led Zeppelin's 4 or Pink Floyd's The Dark Side of the Moon, and let the needle drop on that legendary groove. The best part is, it's a suitcase design, so you can literally take your rock and roll vibes anywhere. You can move it from your bedroom to the living room, or even take it to a friend's place. And it even has Bluetooth, so you can stream music from your phone when you're not spinning records. It's the best of both worlds. This is a great starting point for any fan who wants to feel the foundation of rock lore in a whole new way. If you're interested in grabbing one for yourself, I've put a link to it in the description below. Clicking that link and buying one is an awesome way to support the channel and help us keep bringing you more deep dives into the music we all love. So go check it out, and let's get back to the countdown.
At the top of the list is Nitzinger. Their 1972 self-titled record is hot-wired Texas rock, sweaty, gritty, bar band energy fused with sharp songwriting. Their live shows became legend. Marathon sets, amps pushed to breaking, crowds left exhilarated. But label politics and bad luck kept them confined to local cult status. They are the perfect symbol of our story: talent, timing, and the thin line between obscurity and fame. Headphones start here, LA, Texas boy, then the full debut. The journey doesn't end here, Rock Warrior. Watch this next.